We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
Friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I'm actually doing a little bit of a test stream, test run here on my channel, trying to see if I got the bugs and stuff up here. I absolutely positively love this. This was on Cowboys statistics and things, and it's not letting me get out of there. We go. Statistics and things, and it is hilarious. So I had some issues last night with the streaming where I was using up too much CPU, and it just literally kept shutting down on it, and I'm constantly trying to work on this thing and get it better. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually become like a studio set. I say, and Joseph Heatherly will end up, I say Hartley, okay? We'll say that don't use ESPN. But what I'm literally trying to do is I'm trying to take YouTube to a whole nother level and become a rival to like ESPN's, but cater to our Dallas Cowboys. So I am literally building a studio right here. Where I can bring in content and stuff from other great creators and stuff out there. We're working with West Coast Tyson, who's huge in Facebook. We got relationships with Law Nation and Vosh and E2 Blue and Michael Anthony Fitness and everything else. But we're going to start doing stuff that's going to be on a whole different level in here, and I'm trying to work on getting the set and stuff together. Like I said, I think I've gotten the bugs taken care of on the system, and I want to do a little test run. But, of course, while we're doing a test run, we got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And we are excited. I look at our Dallas Cowboys, and right now, I need to get a graphic pick. So I get, actually, Brian from SoCal is working on getting me a logo made where I'll go ahead and put that'll be my watermark and stuff on here and things. And, like I said, doing this is actually more like a full-time job. I'll be honest with you. The amount of time that I put in here, I don't sleep much at night, thank God. I usually go to bed about 12 o'clock, and I'm up a couple times in the middle of the night because, one, I'm old and my body's screwed up, so I have to physically get up and move, or else in the morning I can't get up. So my mind is constantly thinking and everything else, and doing this is something that is completely new for me and figuring out how to do this stuff. So that's where I ask you guys to bear with me. No on a PC. A graphics PC. Got you. Well, I've got actually a gaming PC. Mike Mont, what I actually want to get and need to get for what I'm planning on doing in the future is actually, it's called a live stream, streaming deck. and that is actually made.
There's similar to what like DJs use.
Yeah, but it's made for graphics.
I know about that. I know similar to that.
Right. Well, that's the next evolution for me, and it's a focus in doing live streaming. It's made. It's a professional kit, is what it is. It's about, depending on if you get the high def one or if you get the 4K. It's 8,000 for the high def. It's 10,000 for the 4K. But it's one of those things that when I get it, I want to get what's going to be the next generation. When you talk about spending that kind of money, you don't want to just get something to get you by and then you got to turn around and replace it. But when I do that, all the stuff that I have collected in here between the Mevo cameras and all that can be all focused into that. And when we go on trips or things like that, when we do game day experiences, we'll be able to have people who are inside the stadium, outside the stadium, be able to come in and we'll be able to put all that stuff out. Just like you see, on ESPN or NFL Network, where they have a main set and then they go out in the field and do stuff. And that is my dream. Henry, I hope you come and join us. We've actually got a lot of people. If you see down the corner, you see Cowboys Experience right there. Cowboys Experience, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them. Like, for example, if you are wanting to go to the Redskin game and you're from out of town, if you want to stay in the hotel that the Dallas Cowboys are in, so you've got the Dallas Cowboys walking around the hotel and stuff, you can stay with them. You can actually get booked that through Cowboys Experience. And if you do, tell them that Jobu Sports Report sent you, because then you'll get like an autographed picture of a player and things like that, and they'll give you a bit of a break and stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them as far as games and things go. So I'm excited. But what I'm trying to do here is I want to check and make sure that when I put all this stuff together with this system, that it doesn't crash. Because right now, I literally have 5 cameras hooked up to the system right now. And I actually want to try and see if it's actually going to work. So what we will do here, we are going to actually do something here if I can actually okay, so I don't have that one loaded. Okay, so let me do this. If you go to cowboysexperience.com, you can get the quotes and stuff from them. Talk to Barry and tell him that Mark Holmes sent you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to try something, okay? And we're going to see if this works, and I hope that it works because I don't want to look like an idiot. You need to come on and join. Oh, come on and join Skins. Oh, Henry. Oh, are you sick? Dude, I can't join the... Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? I can't join the Washington Redskins. Are you serious?
Did you want to tell them the story?
I ain't even... No.
That they offered tickets?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. There ain't no way in the world that I'm going to be for them damn sorry-ass Washington Redskins, man. And I'm sorry, it ain't going to... I once had the opportunity to be in Joe Gibbs' box to watch a game. And trust me, that stadium that you guys have in Washington is about the worst damn place in the world to watch a game.
They got good Wi-Fi there.
They got good Wi-Fi. Yeah, because they're hoping that people will watch the game on TV instead of looking at that sorry-ass stadium.
The parking lot's the best part of the stadium.
At least in a luxury box, you got liquor in there so you can get drunk and forget about being in that toxic waste dump. But I had the opportunity to be in Joe Gibbs' box to watch the Redskins versus the Cowboys. And they said, all you got to do is wear a Redskin jersey. Bro, appreciate it. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Okay? Forget about it. As Tony Soprano say, forget about it. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. I grew up here in D.C. hating the Redskins. And now they're a piece of crap team. You think I want to join that? Come on, man. Yeah, Cowboys X Factor. I'm just trying I've got to go hang out with some friends at Top Golf and stuff later on this evening. The wife's gone to a wedding, so I got a little extra time. And I've been spending some time here because I'm trying to make sure that I don't have the issues that I had last night. It bugged me. You guys don't seem to understand. I hate failure. When something doesn't work right, it drives me crazy. When I have a problem, I will go hell on earth. Henry, were you at the game? Have you been at my tailgate, Henry?
This one will be lit.
Henry Peterson. That's not my cousin, is it? I don't know why it would be Henry. Maybe it's one of his people. But listen.
Might be his brother.
Maybe. We had a ball we always have a ball at FedEx Field, man, and we're gonna have we are gonna have the biggest tailgate out there, man. Well, here's the thing. We're just going to Top Golf. You know, it's a range, okay? And it's basically a birthday party. So there's going to be food and drinks and all that stuff. So, you know, we'll hit a few balls in here, but mainly it's just a party with friends. So, no, actually, I don't. I've been on one golf course one time. And they basically said, oh, Junebug, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. You are the best. You support not only me, you support Michael Anthony Fitness. I know you support my man, E2 Blue. We appreciate it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. We got an Eagle fan in here, too? Oh, damn. You know what? Here, for Eagle fan, I'm gonna pull up something just for you, my man. Just for you, Eagle fan. We're going to have a little fun today. Here's an interesting thing for you, Joe D. This, my friends, right here, is an injury predictor. They are basically giving you the odds of players getting hurt by positions. So we're looking at the quarterbacks. And basically they go through with how the team finished, with the offensive line, the type of offense they run, and things like that, and try and predict the chances of a player getting injured, okay? Right now, they say the person who most likely will get hurt will be Josh McCown with the Jets because, well, let's face it, the Jets are sorry. And then they say Josh Allen because, again, Buffalo is sorry. And then they got Sam Bradford, somebody you guys at the Eagles know very well, who's not even on the team, third best. And they're probably saying, he'll probably get injured just walking around. He don't even need to be on a team to get injured. That's how injury prone that dude is. And then they say Cam Newton because, well, Cam. He's got the hurt shoulder and Cam's style of play and the fact that the officials don't give him the benefit of the doubt. They let people tee off on his ass, okay? Then Marcus Mariota, another guy who's been, kind of injury prone. Josh Rosen because, well, the Miami Dolphins stink. Derek Carr because, well, he's crying in football. Baker Mayfield because even though they have him as Super Bowl favorites, the Browns are still doo-doo. Tyrod Taylor, I don't know. He's not even going to get on the field. I don't know why he's up there. And then Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Aaron Rodgers, and, of course, Alex Smith, who isn't even going to be on the field. Jimmy Garoppolo, Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, and then they got Carson Wentz with a 38.3% odd of getting injured. And what's interesting is his durability rating is only a 2. Little Sweet, thank you very much for the super chat. Now, here's what's kind of cool. As we go on down the list, we go all the way down to Dak Prescott. Only a 25% chance of getting injured because of the offensive line, the type of offense they run. And look at this. His durability rating is 16 compared to 2. Oh. Now, I'm not wishing him to get injured, but a guy who's missed 13 games in the last 2 years, you got to be worried about. I'm just saying. But anyway, we're going to try something here real quick, and we're going to see if this works. I'm going to grab my cell phone here because then that way I can see this. And we are going to make a move. And hopefully you guys still hear me. We're going to change sets here. Now, some people were talking to me last night, because I came through and I apologized for having the issues that we had with the channel and stuff. And then people are like, well, you're just an idiot, you know, because I've got literally three computers that are actually set up to actually run this show. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, you need to simplify, you can get it down to what, that's not the problem. The problem is because what we're doing with this set is we are literally doing a whole studio. This literally is a sports studio. And so, like, I want to be able to, when the season comes in, that we can use the magnetic board over here, that we can telegraph, plays, so that way we can diagram and say, this is what's going on, do a halftime report. And, I want to have fans that are here at the man cave. So we have seating for 6 people to be sitting here at the bar. We got a television that's right here. We got the fish tank that's over here. And we want to make this literally like nothing you've ever seen on YouTube. So in order to do that, I have to be able to see the comment stuff, although I can see it when I take my phone here. Need lots of, and that's the problem. What I was actually doing was I had a gaming computer, which of course is high speed for games and everything else to be streaming. But when you put in all of these Bluetooth cameras and things, what happens is literally the computer is using up all its CPUs. And with that system, what I actually have over here is 2 monitors. One is a monitor to see all of the live stream equipment. The other one is to actually stream a live stream so I can see all the comments and look straight ahead at the camera. What I found out is I can't have that application running along with the live stream, because then it gets up to like 95 to 100%. And when you hit that 100% mark, it just shuts it down. And then you have to restart it. So that's where I was last night. So what I did is just for the other monitor, I got another computer, which is an older computer, that is just running the YouTube stream. So I'm making this so it will actually work. Now, another thing that we have is we actually have 2 monitors that are on each side of it. And you've seen people Skype in, you'll see me do the introductions and things like that. And what's happened with YouTube is if you use a clip of something else and you use it on the full screen, you're getting copyrighted. Even if you're just trying to show something, it's not considered fair use. But by putting it on the screen over here, because it's only a small portion, because you actually see me into it, then it's counted as fair use. So that way I'll be able to actually telescrate, do drawings and stuff on the plays and diagrams and stuff like that without getting in trouble with YouTube. And YouTube they are clamping down on things. The other thing it does is, with having another monitor and another locker, is I can Skype in 2 different people. Problem is, you can't Skype in 2 separate programs at the same time on the same computers. So that's why I have a computer set up for each of those. So as the season gets here, as we start having debates and stuff, when, let's say we have the Giants playing the Eagles, we want to see my man, Rasheed crying and Philly 500 going after him, we can kind of do like a whole broadcast like around the horn. So that's why I'm working on here, and this is why we're kind of getting the bugs out now in the off season. So anyway, back to the subject. Kellen Moore. I said, what can we expect from the Dallas Cowboys offense this year? Can we expect a lot more? If you actually go through the totality of last season, I think our offense rated at 22nd. Now, there's a couple reasons why our number is so low. And it's not that our offense didn't perform. You have to understand, because of the type of offense we run, because we are a run-first team, one thing happens when you run the ball more than you pass, is the clock continues to run. When you have an incomplete pass or a wide receiver goes out of bounds, automatically the clock stops. And what you'll remember, one of the reasons that it used to drive me crazy is we would get leads and we'd have teams come back on us because we weren't effective in running the ball, and we would continue to throw the ball. We would have drives where we're trying to run out the clock and we have 3 incompletions, or an incompletion and the guy goes out of bounds and the clock stops and you burn off 20 seconds. But by nature, if you run the football, you got 40 seconds between plays. Even if you run 3 plays and don't pick up any yardage, you're still taking off over 2.5 minutes of time on the clock. And when you think about the last time when we played Green Bay in the playoffs, where we had Cole Beasley go out of bounds, then we had an incomplete pass, and two incomplete passes, and then kicked the field goal, thinking we had the win. We didn't take any time off the clock, and we left enough time for Aaron Rodgers to go ahead and score. Had we run the ball 3 times, we could have taken it down to we kicked the football, there's no time on the clock, Aaron Rodgers doesn't become the hero. So by nature, because we have Zeke Elliott and this running offense, the clock is running more, which means you're not getting as many opportunities to go ahead and drive the football. So your numbers are going to be reduced because on average, you're making 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a running play, whereas a pass play, you're going to make 10, 12, 15, maybe 30 yards. So by nature, yardage-wise, our offense is not going to have as many yards as, say, the Steelers, who throw 175 times more a year than the Cowboys do. Another thing, of course, that hurt us was our offense did suck the first half of the season until Amari Cooper got there. But if you look at what our offense did the second half versus the first half, alone just having Amari Cooper for a whole season, having Michael Gallup with a year under his belt, having Randall Cobb, who can do a few more things than Cole Beasley can, having Jason Witten, who will definitely do better than what we did with the first half of the tight ends of the season. That alone will end up increasing by at least 1,000 yards of production on our offense. So here's the next thing. How's the sound over here? Because I'm actually using a wireless microphone here, and I keep scruffing it sometimes on my beard. So like I said, I'm trying to do this a little differently than what we normally do. And I'm hoping that you guys actually will like this. So let me see. I'm not seeing comments. Okay, there we go. Okay, so shout out to everybody who's joined in. We're doing a Saturday afternoon impromptu live stream here where we're actually trying to make sure that we got the set really working up. And like Junebug says, hit the like button. Or as Michael says, smash the like button, okay? And definitely subscribe. And I also have my other channel that we're doing as a backup in case YouTube starts tripping. We want to make sure that we're okay. It sounds great. Okay, thank you. Oh God, you guys don't understand. I have had this image in my head for a year now of what I wanted to accomplish in here. That I wanted to make this the sports bar, and that I wanted to be able to do these multiple cameras and stuff. When we did the draft, that was just kind of scratching the surface. Unfortunately, they upgraded the software, and I wasn't quite ready for it because they literally upgraded it the day before the draft, and I had problems with it. So now that I've had a week and a half with it, or 2 weeks with it, I've gotten the hang of it a little bit better. So this for me is going to be fun. I can't wait till we get the gang in here, get my man E2 Blue up in here, you know, when we clown Rashid, the stinking Giant fan and stuff like that. We're going to have a ball. So thank everybody who's already joined in. Aloha, guy, man. How you doing today, man? Tony's Cowboy Show. What's the channel name? It's called Jobu's Day Job. I don't have the link on me at this moment. I popped it in there. Well, I'll tell you what. When I finish the stream, I'll go ahead and put it up on here. Or if you go to my homepage, you'll see subscribe channels. But it's called Jobu's Day Job Homes. And we've got about 120 or so subscribers. Once I get to 1,000, then I can start live streaming with my cell phone at work and stuff. And it'll be basically in case shit happens channel. If something happens with YouTube and they shut down this channel, then you can just go over to that one and you're good to go with getting the Jobu Sports Report. I don't want to have what happened last year when my channel got shut down. My other channel is still shut down. To happen like right when the season starts. I want to make sure that this year we are ready to rock and roll regardless. So what's up? Well, we're just talking about the Cowboys. So from the standpoint of alone having better personnel, Blake Jarwin played much better, you know, the 3-touchdown game against the Giant. He got more experience. He got better as the season went on. So to have him in the chamber and to have, you know, Father Time, Jason Witten on the team as well as a security blanket. I think you're going to see less sacks from Dak Prescott. One, because Jason Witten is a very good blocker. He's not going to be the Jason Witten of 10 years ago, But Jason Witten at 80% is a lot better than some of the guys we put out there this past year. So I'm excited about that standpoint. I think our offensive line is going to be in better shape as well. You know, getting back Travis Frederick, if he is 100%, you're adding a Pro Bowler to the offensive line. This time last year, you had Tyron Smith working in California on his back because he shut down the season a week early to start rehabbing on his back. So this time last year, he couldn't do what he's doing right now, which is doing the Cowboys World Tour, going out there fishing and, out working out with special forces and things like that. He's in better shape this offseason than he was last year, and that's going to bode well. Connor Williams is turning into the Blue Hulk. He is beefing up, and he's been told that basically you're going to eventually be a tackle. Connor McGovern, we need to pump the brakes a little bit on the draft class, because automatically we look at, as soon as we draft somebody, that they're going to automatically be a starter day one. That may not be the case. Now, remember, we had growing pains last year with Connor Williams. Connor Williams, until he got hurt, sometimes looked like a deer caught in the headlights. Connor Williams would lose his technique. He would end up playing what I call chess games. When you're an offensive lineman, you have got to have what I call the Z, and that is having your shoulders with that 90 degree with your legs and your hips, so that way your body is like a snake where you can coil. You've got to be able to use your hands to keep the guys off of you. Connor Williams, a lot of times towards the early part of the season, he was up in here with his hands in close, and he's playing chess games. When you're up here, it's easy for a defensive player, if he's lower, to make a move and get past you. You have no leverage. And generally speaking, in football, the low guy is the guy that's going to win. It wasn't a matter of him not knowing what to do or having the strength what to do. It was basically losing his technique because he's a rookie. And he was a little bit, outmanned too, because, he didn't have that daddy strength yet, that grown man strength. So he's going to be better than he was last year. And we could also put into there that now everybody has a year in the system. When we went to training camp last year, we literally had brought in, got rid of Jason Witten, got rid of Des Bryant, got Alan Hearns, and, everybody else that came through there. Everybody was basically new. And in preseason, we didn't play Zeke at all. And Dak only played 4 series. So we started off really, really slow. So just from that alone, the offense should be better than what it was. So now we have a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore has right now, at least in my estimation, from what I remember, and maybe I've had some years where I've kind of forgotten, I'm getting old, I'm getting dementia. But from my mind, the Dallas Cowboys have more talent right now on the offense than they've had since the 90s. We've had a great offensive line. When you think about 2014, 2016, that offensive line was stout. We had an elite back for 2014 with DeMarco Murray, and 2016, of course, was Zeke. Dez, you got one really good year of Dez. But you can honestly look and say the rest of the people with Dez, we never had an elite receiving corps with Dez. Great offensive line, great running back 2014. Des Bryant, who was good, but you didn't have anybody else to really complement him. And the defense definitely wasn't there. About the only time you could look back and say the team had a lot of talent was I think 2008, where you had DeMarcus Ware, and the defense was a lot better than what we've had since the 90s. But the offense wasn't quite as good. You didn't have the elite running back. You had Miles Austin. You had T.O., which was good. You had a pretty good team. Right now, you've got running back, you got the quarterback, you got the offensive line, and now you've got some really good wide receivers. And on the defense side of the ball, this is the best defense since the 90s. All right, so let's try one more thing here, guys. Hopefully this looks okay. It sounds okay. Hopefully everything's good to go on here. We're going to try one more move and see how this works. Okay. And let's go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if this works, guys. Okay, so it's about to rain, so we won't stay out here for very long. But what I actually want to see is see if this actually works out here. Let me pop a little fire because I've got to get another TV to go out here, but hopefully we can have oh, my beautiful wife. My wife is actually at a wedding, and that's her with her hat and everything on. Thank God I didn't have to go to a wedding. Jeez, that would be literally like pulling teeth. So what I hope to be able to do, and hopefully the sound is okay here with this still. Let me see if I see any comments here. Hopefully we'll be able to do is, when we do our live streams, come out here and have our post-game show from out here where we can talk about it, smoke a cigar if it's a big victory and everything else, and have a fireside chat. Now, the only thing is I'm not seeing the chats. Let's see. Shout out to everybody who's in here. No, I'm not sure. No, listen, man. This is my part of the house. This is the only part that I have say on what goes on. It's not trying to show off to make you jealous. I'm trying to show off. Well, I'm trying to check out the system. Try and make sure I got my shit together when the season gets here, and hopefully that we've got everything working right. So this is basically a test stream before I go off. So I'm not trying to show off. Well, technically, here's what's funny. Michael is living with us again because he's working with me and things. Actually, he's got the guest room, which we call the red room. It's actually painted red, and it's like an old country style. And the bathroom downstairs has like a 2-person sized jacuzzi. Now, keep in mind, I don't have money. I do all the work and stuff for building all this thing because, well, it's the only way I can do it. So this fire pit that you're looking at right here, I built this last spring. This section out here, this is made out of 2x4s. I actually built this and bought cushions to go with it. So it's just me and my skills and stuff, but showing it off, but got it. Okay. But anyway, back to Kellen Moore and what the offense will do anymore. Scott Linehan, I'm still mystified what it was about Scott Linehan that the Dallas Cowboys believed in. Scott Linehan coached with the Minnesota Vikings. Let's go through the history of them. With the Minnesota Vikings that had Randy Moss. Mike Tice was the head coach, former offensive lineman, and he ended up basically doing nothing with those guys. Randy Moss and Anthony Carter. From there, he became head coach of the greatest show on turf. Now, granted, the Rams had gotten old. They were getting old. And they weren't the same team. But he had Isaac Holt as a wide receiver and couldn't do much with him. Isaac Holt. Hall of Famer. He got fired as head coach from that team. From there, he went to the Detroit Lions. And he was part of the team that went 0-16. Hang on a second, I'm going to grab some water. My throat's getting a little dry. He was part of coaching an 0-16 Detroit Lions. He had Megatron. Got to turn the fridge down. The water's frozen. He had Megatron there and Matthew Stafford. And really didn't do much with those guys. And so the Cowboys decided, let's hire that guy. He was fortunate enough to have Tony Romo, and Tony Romo covered up for a lot of stuff that Scott Linehan wasn't able to do. Hopefully, guys, let me know if the picture's okay, if the sound's okay, if we're looking okay, and we're going to end up having to go in because, well, it's beginning to rain. But Scott Linehan's offense basically is in the Stone Age. We didn't motion much. We didn't have very many routes. The whole offense was predicated on my team is better than your team, and we're just going to man up and we're just going to run over you. And after the 2016 season, when the offensive line was healthy all year, Zeke Elliott had young legs, and nobody knew what to expect from Dak Prescott, that worked. But lo and behold, we had an off season where everybody studied the Cowboys and figured out how to stop them. And then you had a Tyron Smith get hurt. Then you had Ezekiel Elliott go out for 6 games. And the offense needed to be more creative and wasn't. Enter this past season. We're going to go ahead and move back inside here. Let's go back to the main set. I'm going to grab the camera here because I don't want to leave it out in the rain. Ta-da-da-da. Okay. And actually we can see Michael Anthony will be doing a live stream after I leave because I'm going to be going. So definitely check him out. Let me switch up over here. And voila. Okay. So let me go back to the other microphones. Okay, so we're back to the main desk. And so this is what I was hoping it will do. Hopefully the sound is okay. I'm back to the presets. Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Now, I want to show this thing one more time because I thought this thing was about the coolest stuff ever. This is, if you guys don't do Twitter, you should do Twitter because Twitter you can find out a lot of great stuff. And Cowboys statistics is incredible. And we're going to watch this. Hopefully I don't get hit for this. Okay, and of course, media could not be played. Okay, here we go.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
absolutely, positively love that. That is about the baddest. I am so hyped up right now. It's not even funny. That's why I just like, I got to come in here and do a live stream. Just got to come in and do one. So I'm going to have to end this thing up in a little bit here because I got to go get cleaned up and get ready to go to this birthday party and stuff. But I'm going to finish up and give you my final thoughts on, will the offense give us some more? So enter Kellen Moore as now the new sheriff in town. And the first thing you start thinking is, well, he's coached only under Scott Linehan. But when you think about Sean McVay coached in Washington with the Redskins. Nobody expected Sean McVay to do anything out with the Rams. Everybody figured, you had a coach who coached in the Super Bowl who couldn't do anything with that team. Sean McVay, he's going to be, a dead man walking too. So we won't. Okay, so we're still using up a lot of resources. Okay. All right, so guys, apologize. We did hit the threshold there. So we won't do the other camera. Well, let me do something real quick here. So we're learning a lot here because what I'm trying to do is maybe just a little bit too much. Okay, let's see if that drops it. Where's my audio? That's remote too, but that's not the right one. Okay. Webcam 1, 2, 3, media. Sorry guys, having a brain fart here. Hang on. There we go. We should be back in business right now. Okay. Okay, should be back in business now. Sorry. I was trying to shut down some of the things that we didn't need in here to keep the stream going. Again, still, this is where I've got to make that investment for, boy. I'm going to need to really make some money or hit the lottery, because what I'm going to do, what I plan on doing is going to be really cool, but I've got to actually get the streaming deck. Once I get that, then it's literally made to do this, so that way you don't have these brain farts. But let me finish this final thought and we'll go ahead and get off of here. But I think just the fact that Kellen Moore has more weapons than he's ever had before. the fact that he's the new guy on the block, he's going to try and set his own path and get everybody away from this whole idea and concept that I'm just Scott Linehan. No, I'm young. And I think he's going to have a better relationship with the players than what Scott Linehan had. Scott Linehan, the players didn't like him. They didn't like him at all. You could tell, Scott Linehan stayed up in the booth. People did not go to Scott Linehan. You didn't see him on the field with the players. But Kellen Moore listens to the guys. Kellen Moore, because Dak can go to him, and I'll give you the perfect example. Think about when Amari Cooper against the Eagles ended up going to Dak and saying, Dak, let's go with the go route deep. They're squatting on that other route. We can't keep running it. They're going to do the same thing. He's like, man, run what's called. He's like, come on, Dak. It's crap. And finally they get out there. He gives them the signal, go with the go route. And it ends up being a touchdown, a game-saving touchdown. He should be treated as a hero. But what happened is Scott Linehan went into his ass. You could see the next week how he played, that he was literally not as much of the game plan. Scott Linehan was trying to send him a message that I'm the head man in charge, as opposed to saying, you know what, good looking out. You came up with a way for us to find a way to win. And that'll be the difference with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore will be a guy who will listen and say, you know what, that's not a bad idea, but that's not what I want to do or whatever. He'll be able to relate to them on a different level than this older gentleman, will say, can with the players. So from the standpoint of that, I'm looking forward to actually seeing anybody else calling plays other than Scott Linehan. And Junebug, thank you very much. Thank you. So that's my feelings on that. And with that being said, it's 6 o'clock. I got to go take a shower, change, and I got to go by the liquor store for a present for my friend and be there by 7 o'clock. But thank everybody who came in here. Check out the live stream. Hopefully you guys like the different sets and stuff on there. I still got to tweak it a little bit because I still see my CPM is still kind of high. I probably need to go ahead and debug the system, and that'll probably help too. So, as always, friends, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. It's time to turn down the lights, because this party's over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year start the same old thing again.
I wonder if I need to defrag the system.